Eugene, 2 UFC titles in 2 months. It's a bit of a dream.
Yep, a goal that we set and a goal that we achieved. So yeah, I couldn't be more pleased. Still sinking in from my experience with Israel winning his title. It takes about a week, and I'm sure Alex and Alex's head coach Joe Lopez are experiencing the same thing. It takes a little while to sink in.
As great as it is, I think the most satisfying thing, and knowing you a little bit, is the people they beat, like Robert Whittaker and Max Holloway. They are the top dogs in the division. You had to beat the very best.
Absolutely, those guys are true champions, and that's represented by the fact that they beat the caliber of opposition that they beat to get there and to remain there. And particularly Max, who many are considering the greatest featherweight of all time. If you look through the resume of guys that he's beat, it makes it more impressive what Alex did, especially the dominant fashion in which Alex won. No one's been able to do that to Max. Even in Max's loss to Conor McGregor a long time ago, no one's been able to do what Alex did to Max.
Well, we've known for a long time, and now the world knows that you're a tactical genius, but I I didn't expect Max to be as subdued right throughout the fight. Sometimes he's been on the back foot in fights, but he always turns it around and comes back. But he just had no answer. Volk was the driver and he was the passenger for the whole fight.
Yeah, yeah, and I can't take all the credit for the tactics and strategy. Obviously, his coach Joe Lopez, Brad Riddell, Frank Hickman, we all have a say in the strategy. And I also lean on a lot of people that aren't directly involved in coaching Alex, but assist me, like if I've got a question to ask them about a certain approach. I have this wealth of knowledge that is readily available to help me that I can call upon. Tristram, the Mike Angos, the Doug Vineys, and a lot of people had input into that strategy. But our strategy, um, it was very meticulous, very detailed, but um, it can be as meticulous and as detailed as you want it to be. It means nothing if the person you're in charge of can't understand it, can't learn it, can't process it, and can't execute it. So we had like we had the perfect student. Yeah, Alex is he's a coach's dream. He does everything. He's a very learned person. He wants to know about everything that he's doing. He wants to know what's behind it. And again, he's one of these guys. There was many times in that camp we had to tell him to rest for his own sake. And he's just a coach's dream. So all the strategy and all the planning means nothing unless you've got a student that's able to process it and execute it. So a lot of credit has to go to Alex on that.
Yeah, he's got like there's no bottom to him. He just keeps on going, doesn't he? And I was talking to like Frank and Brad through the camp, and he was a real handful for them, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, Alex is like, and to be fair, some of Alex's game plans that we come up with are designed to wear on the opponent and fatigue on the opponent, and that's because the opponents that he's previously faced have shown us, some previous signs of fatiguing. So we have to take advantage of that. So there's certain things we have to go at a certain pace to make that fighter fatigue. To be fair, in this fight, both these guys with that phenomenal gas tank, that wasn't part of our planning at all. We had two guys with unlimited gas tanks. What it essentially did was eliminated that out of having to do anything to do with the strategy. So then you're looking at like a skill, like the order of skills, and who's the most skillful fighter, the strategy, and the application of that strategy. So Yeah, the gas tanks weren't really a factor. It was all came down, which was good. It made it a really difficult fight for us because a lot of the times you can count on Alex having a quicker pace than the other person, whereas this time this was a very tricky fight, very very difficult person to prepare for. So, I mean, I've already said this on public record. This was the most difficult opponent me and the other coaches ever prepared for because Max brought so much to the table.
Well, it just continues the run of New Zealand fighters, and I know when we've talked, just on our own, you always talk about your success being successful for not only City Kickboxing but for other gyms in New Zealand. After the fight, can you get a feeling that more New Zealand fighters might get on the roster?
I think more New Zealand fighters are going to be inspired to believe that they can do it, and that's where it all starts. In this game, it all starts with the belief that you can actually do it, and then you can take all the other steps necessary to get there. And I think that this is going to be a big part of it for the next generation. And 100%, like all the job is for all the coaches throughout New Zealand and Australia, for that matter, is to just keep the ball rolling. Keep doing what we've always known we're really good at. Keep doing what some of the OGs of the sport have already laid their foundation. Keep building on what they've done, and just keep the ball rolling. So and don't let this momentum go to waste. Like Australia as well. Like Alex is going to do great things. He's the first Australian-born UFC champion, and that's got to mean a lot to the entire country. Yeah.
Talking about keeping the ball rolling, New Zealand in February. One of your great skills is placing your fighters, giving them the right spell that they need and all the rest that they require. Kai, for instance, do you think he's going to be ready for the turnaround, and would he be on the card?
Kai, we checked Kai in Las Vegas. We did a medical check. We've done a medical check here. The matchmakers asked me if he's injury-free, ready to go, and I said that we're good to go. I mean, things didn't go Kai's way that night. The guy didn't run away with the fight. The fight was close. If Kai had done a couple of things to put the icing on the cake, the rounds could have easily gone Kai's way. But the great thing about Kai's fight is what we need to adjust, what we need to change, what we need to add. It's not an insurmountable thing that we can't do in a few weeks. We have like 9 or 10 weeks. So we can quickly make the adjustments there so we don't run into the same problems that we ran into on Saturday night in Las Vegas. And he'll be ready to go. Like, he can come straight off the back of this camp. I dare say after this fight in Auckland, he'll probably need a rest. But there's no reason why he can't just roll into this next camp and be 100% prepared.
Have you got anything in 2020 lined up for Israel? Is anything in stone yet?
Nothing's in stone, but obviously we've been pretty adamant of who we want to fight. If Costa's not available, we want to fight Romero. That's the fight that we're targeting, and we're just negotiating that as we speak, but nothing concrete yet. But that'll be in the first quarter of next year for sure.
I've just got to touch on something. Come in while you were away, the boys did something special for you, and it meant a lot to you when you come home and seen what was on the wall.
Yeah, that was amazing. I'm sure you're going to show everybody a picture of it later, but just an amazing piece of art of the three young men that are very dear to all of us at this gym who passed away, Monu, Jamie and Willman. And just an amazing bit of art. And already when you walk in that training room now, It feels different. It can completely change the atmosphere in a good way. You just feel happy to be there, and it's just good to have those guys kind of immortalized in that mural. And if you like, they're always there. They're always in the training room with us, looking over us, looking after us. And it's just good to have them there in that sense. And again, big props to the artist, Matty Bro. He goes with is his artist name, and he did a beautiful piece of art of Israel in Melbourne for the last UFC. He was gracious enough to come over and put up that wonderful bit of art. And when you guys see the art, you'll see what a fantastic artist he is. He was able to encapsulate the boys and what they mean to us like perfectly. So yeah, a very wonderful surprise, very emotional, and yeah, I already so enthusiastic about getting into the gym, but definitely this morning I couldn't wait to come in and just have a look at that mural, and I hope it's like that every morning now. So yeah, very happy.
Oh, congratulations on all you've done and achieved in 2019, and know that 2020 is going to be just the same, and thank you for letting me be a little part of it.
Always an honour, Tony. You'll always be a part of this. Thank you very much.